pool pond, waiting for the water bugs. So fast, just to keep up with your long-legged pace. The wild waves were too chaotic to swim amongst, although I wanted to. I always want to.
You just heard Water Bugs, a piece from Sydney-based sound artist Alexandra Spence's upcoming album, Blue Waves, Green Waves, the artist's attempt to personally connect with the vast watery body of the Pacific Ocean. This is Ears Have Eyes, a sound art radio program on CJSW 90.9 FM. Broadcasting from the University of Calgary on Treaty 7 territory in southern Alberta, the home to the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, the Stoney Nakoda, and the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. This is Wayne Garrett.
I'm Caitlin Brown.
Ears Have Eyes is an auditory exhibition space for sound art on the radio. The theme of this month's episode is Wilderness.
Beyond Human Soundscapes.
Up next is a piece by Christina Milinusic, a sound practitioner and master's student studying how soundscapes extend beyond human hearing into intra- and ultrasonic ranges. Binaural Chorus No. 1 is a biophonic soundscape created from birds singing a dawn chorus as recorded by the Birdsong Lab at the University of Lethbridge, combined with a low-frequency binaural beat and high-frequency theremin chirps. Christina's piece is followed by Farm Cat, the first of 2 tracks on the program by Curved Walls. More about this album later. You just heard Place Feel by local artist and musician Derek Haussecker. Place Feel is an accumulation of field recordings from everyday life, each used as an instrument in an arrangement.
Nature shifts into a cold cacophony of machines.
Up next is a piece by Robin Minard. A Canadian artist based in Germany, Robin is a professor of electroacoustic composition and sound art in Weimar, a founding director of the Studio for Electroacoustic Music, and the Bonn City Sound Artist of 2022.
We came to know Robin's work through his remarkable spatial sound installations.
You're about to hear an excerpt from a 50-minute composition called Kayapo, the Crying Chieftain Raoni. Named for Amazonian land defender and environmentalist Raoni Metuktire, this piece was commissioned by German radio, WDR3 Cologne, and DLF Kultur in Berlin.
The artist participated in protests in Brasilia, using sound to document the message of the people and the soundscape of the rainforest under threat.
The work interweaves field recordings with indigenous voices and stories, as well as lists of murders committed against indigenous peoples for reasons of prejudice, greed, and politics.
Sensitive listeners are advised.
The Rainforest, April 29th, 2018, 5:30 a.m. Looking for a place to listen to the sunrise. Simeon Vilhalva, Guanari. His body was found on the banks of a stream. He was shot and his face was burned. The attack was premeditated and committed by local farmers. Jose Francisco Santos Filho, Tupinamba, ambushed and shot after defending indigenous land. Ivan Tenharim, chieftain of the Tenharim people, found unconscious on the side of a highway. He later died of his injuries. His murder followed threats by loggers and economic groups in the region. And Denilson Barbosa, Guarani, 15 years old, shot in the head by gunmen linked to Orlandino C. Gonsalves, owner of the Sardina farm near the Carapo indigenous land. Ambrosio Vilhalba, Guarani, indigenous activist, died from stab wounds. Maria Amelia Guajajara, Guajajara leader, shot to death following a demonstration held by her village. Claudemir Ferreira da Silva and Guesivam Silva de Lima, Potiguara activists. Their village fought to prohibit the leasing of lands for sugarcane farms. Both men were shot to death. João Oliveira da Silva, Catsarari, shot to death. He had previously received threats from illegal loggers and miners. Genivaldo de Mores, adolescent Guarani, found beheaded near his home. Nizio Gomez, Guarani, his body was taken to an unknown location after being shot by a group of armed men. Pubinet Kaapor, beaten to death in the city of Guilherme. Silvio Santos Pataxo, he was taken away from his community in the trunk of a car and executed. Pereira Lopez, Guarani, found dead on the side of a highway. Genivaldo Vera, Guarani, teacher and part of a confrontation between Guarani and local farmers. His body was found floating in a stream. Valmiraida Soromara Parisi, shot while fishing with family members at a dam located on the border of the Boa Sorte farm. Moseni Araujo Bessa Truca, popular candidate in elections for the Cabrobo City Council, shot to death in the company of his 13-year-old son and other indigenous people. Jose Dacuna Conque Tsiao, Tupinamba. His community advocated land tenure rights. He was stabbed 5 times. Pencre Kayapo, involved in a land dispute. He was shot and stabbed to death. Aurino Pereira dos Santos, Pataxo. His murder is linked to land disputes between farmers and the local community. Tomé Guajajara, murdered by illegal loggers after confiscating their truck. Alcibiades Guajajara, killed in an ambush. His murder was linked to disputes over land rights and illegal logging. Avelino Nunes da Costa.
That was Sound Prism by Rucyl Frison. Recordings from a performance using mediated sunlight, recorded live at Organismo Center for Design and Training in Sustainable Habitats in Colombia. The artists blocked solar panels to create distortion of the signal and feedback loop manipulation. Sound Prism is an outdoor solar speaker installation that uses a 7-note scale tuned to the frequency of the basic colors in the visual spectrum.
Sounds made by sunlight and shadow. You're tuned in to
Ears Have Eyes, a sound art radio program on CJSW 90.9 FM.
The theme of today's program is wilderness, beyond human soundscapes.
The next piece comes from Jean-Paul Perrotte, an American composer of French and Ecuadorian descent. En Medio, a border soundscape, was composed to raise consciousness around issues related to the act of crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. The piece recreates the nighttime sounds of the border, painting an image of the wild and vast open space that runs along the Rio Grande.
and gave me that loon song. Ahoo, 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 ay, 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 ahoo, ay, 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 oh, 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 I just, it fills me with peace and calm. I can't help but pray. The loon is so free. I pray to the Creator to keep that freedom. Teach us that freedom. Protect all the things that He has created. We're just here on borrowed time. Let our spirit be free like the loon. Hear us echo through the forest. Beautiful, beautiful world. I don't know, I try really hard to educate my children. Whenever I feel down, I feel as if everything is crowding in on me, I'll sing that song and I feel the freedom coming back to me, that I'm me and I can change things. I get that strength and I pray, give me that freedom.
You just heard Rock Skipping from Curved Walls, an experimental music project by Richard Gallant. Using a diverse assortment of stringed instruments, both ancient and modern, Curved Walls builds rich sonic tapestries from hurdy-gurdy, psaltery, electric guitar, and more. Prior to that, we heard the voice of Mary Thomas, a beloved elder of the Secwepemc Nation in southern interior of BC.
An avid environmentalist and devoted teacher who spent her lifetime building environmental awareness, conservation, and preservation, Mary Thomas passed away in 2007 at the age of 90.
This recording was made in 2003 for Windspeaker by Bert Crowfoot, a journalist, photographer, and TV producer of Siksika Saulteaux descent. Thanks to Windspeaker Media and the Aboriginal Multimedia Society of Alberta for sharing this recording. You can read Bert's original article, Buffalo Spirit, the Loon Song, Mary Thomas, on windspeaker.ca.
We'll include a link to the article on our website.
Thanks for listening to Ears Have Eyes on CJSW 90.9 FM. To learn more about the artworks on this program, or to submit your own sound art, visit hibernationproject.ca and click the heading Ears Have Eyes. Next month's theme is The Time Between Us.
Duration and anticipation, chronological or nonlinear.
Thank you to all the artists on this month's episode of Ears Have Eyes. The final piece on our program is Cochlea by Annie Dunning.
Intended to be experienced as a sound sculpture and installation, Cochlea takes the form of a large-scale snail shell, cast in glass and supported on a bronze cast net.
To make this recording, the artist inserted a microphone into the core of the glass shell and then played a recording of waves to be re-recorded by the internal microphone. The sound is altered as it travels through the spiral of the shell. This new track was then played through the shell and again recorded.
After about 6 passes through the glass shell, the water sounds become transformed beyond recognition.
Here is Cochlea by Annie Dunning.
you.